Hi everyone, so today we're going to go over how to set up your particulate matter lab. Wanted to do this in real life so we can all see specifically step by step on how I'm going to do this. So first and foremost, I found a space where I can work because it's a lot going on, so I don't want to shuffle through all the papers. I cleaned out my desk. Yes, it's in my kitchen, but everything is set up ready to go. So my first thing I wanted to do is I have my 2 Ziploc bags. They could be any size. These are the bigger ones, the gallon size. They can be the sandwich bags or even smaller, whatever you have ready available at home. So I'm going to take my Sharpie or permanent marker or Crayola black marker, and on one of the Ziplocs, I'm going to write inside. So you guys can kind of see that. It's probably a mirror image. And on the other one, I'm going to write outside. Again, just at the top corner. On both of the bags, I want to write the date. So you will write today's date and the time you are doing it on both bags. So you have the location, the time, and the date. Then you can cap your marker. You're done with it for now. We're still going to use it again. So I got 2 bags. They each have 3 things written on them: inside, outside, date, and time. But you're actually going to write the date of today and the time you are doing it. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside for a second. And then I have my white computer paper. It's best that it's plain. There's no other lines on it, so you can see what gets captured on it through your Ziploc baggie. So I'm going to cut this in half just because it is big enough to fit in my bag, and I just need 2 pieces of paper. So I'm going to cut it in half real quick. Bam. 2 pieces of paper. On the piece of paper, I'm going to draw a box, pretty decent in size. Just because I have a big piece of paper, it allows me to get the bigger box. If you have a smaller piece of paper, say it only fits this big, you want to kind of make the box as big as possible so you catch the most amount of particulate matter. So I'm just going to draw a box on each one. So here's my first box. Here is my second box. So now I have 2 half sheets of paper with rectangles on them. Okay? I'm going to put one of the pieces of paper inside one of the Ziploc bags. I'm not going to close it just yet, but I just made it nice and sealed so that way there's no air bubbles. I'm going to do the same thing with the second piece of paper and put it into my other Ziploc bag. So now each Ziploc bag has 1 piece of paper in it. Again, it doesn't matter the size of it, it just has to be something see-through. My next step is to grab my Vaseline. I just have a little tiny one. It can be one with cocoa butter, one without. I use the cocoa butter one on my lips, so I don't want to use it on this. But you will only need maybe like a quarter size, so you won't need to use too much. If you have like clear shampoo, that's a good alternative. Something sticky and clear. So if you don't have Vaseline, maybe you have clear soap. You can also put that on there. So I'm going to put my plastic spoon, or if you have a regular spoon or maybe a butter knife or anything that's really good with smearing. You can also probably use your finger, but I don't want you to move the bacteria on your finger into the Vaseline. So I'm just going to grab some Vaseline. But notice I put it on the other side of the spoon, so not your normal side, just because it's harder to smear then. And I'm going to use the opposite side and smear it right on top in my lines. So if you can see, I'm smearing it on my Ziploc bag nicely, very thinly. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm smearing it just like butter on a bread. But notice I'm not smearing it on the white paper. I'm smearing it on the Ziploc in between the lines. So as you can see, get it as close to the lines as possible. Nothing too crazy. And have like a good amount on there. So like a quarter size. All right. Then you will repeat the step with the second bag. You're going to do the same exact thing that I just did with the Vaseline, so they are identical, except for one is inside, one is outside. When you finish, you are going to have 2 rocks, okay? I have bigger bags, so I might need 2 rocks per bag, depending on the wind, so where I put them outside. I'm going to put a rock inside as well, so that way if I accidentally kick it, it stays in the same spot for the most part, and it doesn't go flying around if I'm vacuuming or whatever the issue might be. So I'm going to take one of these rocks and carefully put it inside the bag. Why are we using rocks? Because it helps weigh down the bag, so that way when we put it outside, and then I'm going to seal it, when we put it outside, it doesn't fly away in the wind. And there goes our project, right? So ideally, you'll have something that looks like this. There's a rock, and then there's your Vaseline. Careful not to touch it, because again, it's on the outside of the bag. So you're gonna find a place outside your home, maybe on your patio, maybe you have a deck, maybe in your backyard, somewhere where it's kind of out of the way, but still outside. You can also, if you have like patio furniture, maybe put like a chair on the corner of it just to secure it even further in case we do get some strong winds. Then you will do the same thing on the Vaselined inside Ziploc bag. I'm also going to put a rock in it. Again, it's kind of optional because it's going to be staying inside, but I just want to note that I want it to stay in one place. So again, I put the rock on the opposite side of the piece of paper, and the paper is on the outside. So I have it labeled inside, the date and time. I have a piece of paper, my Vaseline's on there, and I'm going to go find a place in my house to set it at. So you can do a place that has a lot of traffic in and out, so maybe somewhere in the corner of your bathroom, in the corner of your room, wherever you want to collect data. And if you want to make more than just 2, that would be cool. You can see the difference in particulate matter from room to room in your house, or you can just stick with 2 and compare the inside and outside. So thank you so much for listening to my tutorial on particulate matter. Good luck!